Well, hello and welcome. I want to continue this week with the topic of change and transition and some things that can come up in light of that. My own personal experience of what I'm going through. We talked last week about how uncomfortable it can be sometimes because other people may be disappointed in who they thought we were or what we stood for, or that things change as we grow and learn and evolve as humans. And I just think it's so important that we continue to give ourselves permission to do that, regardless of the discomfort or of what other people think, and that we all have the right to do that. And I have continued, I tell you, yesterday was a wild day. I made a lot of decisions because I'm going more into this inner space as I'm figuring out who I'm going to be when I grow up, so to speak, or what I'm going to do. I definitely know that I want to help people. I want to have a positive impact on the world. And mostly, I think it's about how people view themselves. That's what feels important to me because of having to continually rearrange how I feel about myself and to be okay with who I am and my experiences and the transitions that I'm making. So I am kind of in again, I'm in this foundation year, and a lot of things are kind of breaking down or they don't work for me anymore as I'm discovering what's next on my journey. And so taking the time to get quiet, taking the time to go within, that's what I want to talk to you about today, because my daughter sent me something yesterday that I absolutely love. And I knew as soon as I read it that I was going to have to share it with you. So this is about slowing down, and it's written by a woman named Layla Alin, and I will include that information. How brave you are for slowing down, for not finishing that to-do list. How courageous you are for not crossing that finish line because your body said enough. How fearless you are for choosing the quiet of your soul over those voices driving you always towards more. How bold, how rebellious, you out there honoring your own natural rhythm, going against the culture's breakneck speed, honoring, oh, I already read that. We tend to make heroes of those hungry with ambition, relentlessly doing, producing always more. We applaud those who refuse to stop or rest. Who push themselves so hard in the name of achievement that they sacrifice their body and soul and heart in the process. We celebrate those who are ill or aging, but they never show it. They never slow down. They never reveal a moment of vulnerability. This drivenness can be heroic at times. It can be necessary for our survival or the greater good. But I want to make heroes of those who slow down. I want to make heroes of those who listen to their bodies, who do not strive for more than what the soul truly needs. I want to make heroes of those who do not force or push, but surrender to each moment as it opens. I want to applaud those who may not be driven towards success as we know it, but instead are nurturing something deep and subtle and needed. I want to celebrate those brave enough to cease all doing, even for a second, and sit with the ache in their hearts, a task many find harder than summiting the highest peak. I want to make heroes of those who honor their limitations, who are unable to keep up with the busyness of our times, yet show up to each profound, necessary moment. It is truly an act of courage and rebellion to do any such thing in a world demanding you resist your own self, your own rhythm, your own soul. And the paradox is that often when we cease our incessant doing, even for a minute, and listen to that quiet voice within, we discover what it is we absolutely must do and what instead can fall away. We finally hear the call toward what serves our soul and what then will serve the world. Nothing more, nothing less. A hero is simply someone brave. So come, be softly brave. Be a new, quieter kind of hero. Few may applaud, it's true, but your soul certainly will. And I just thought that was fantastic. I love the message. And it's interesting because even yesterday, before I read this, I kind of felt like I got out the axe and I was clearing away and chopping down some things that I no longer need or are not serving me right now. And so I disconnected from a couple of networking groups. I got rid of some things that, every uh, month there's like a fee and I'm not using these certain applications. And so instead of just keeping them open for someday and what if, it's like I can always restart whatever I need to restart. So I closed some of those things down. I made the decision to not go to Mexico in October for my daughter's next event, which she completely understands. She never expected me to come back in the same year anyway. I was just there in May and really felt like I needed to go again. But I'm like, once for a year was good and it was a great experience. And also, I made the decision that my children do not need to join me for my 60th birthday Grand Canyon rafting adventure. Not that they didn't want to, we would all love to, but it's pretty pricey. And so, them feeling like they needed to do it for me and them having their own things that they're interested in, their own experiences they want to have, the own place they want to put their money. I mean, $3,500 is a lot of money. And it's a lot for me, it's a lot for them. So I said, you know what? This is something that my husband and I can do together. And that will be a tremendous blessing. And that's really what it's all about. So I made that decision. And so it just, as I'm in this transitional space, I really understand that sometimes it's a little chaotic. Sometimes it's a little confusing as things are breaking down. Sometimes it's not that easy to make decisions. All the more reason to get quiet and to go within and to have that connection and to understand what you really need to do for you. What are the things that are the most important? What can you hold on to? What can you let go of? And so this is the place that I'm in. And that also brings up that, I am definitely in the job search mode because the things that I've been doing temporary work. And so I don't know that I'll continue. I probably won't be calling it Wake Up Wednesday because I don't want to commit to this and feel the pressure of needing to produce something every week. So the best thing that I would say is if you do want to continue to hear what I have to share, is subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll include that information. And that way, when something comes up, you'll get a notification since I don't know what I'm going to be doing, when I'm going to be doing it. And that way, when I feel like I have something to share, I'll just share and that'll be what it is. And so I really appreciate you, who you are, your life, what you're doing to change from the inside out, the impact you're having on the world, your sphere of influence, because it all matters and it builds and it builds and it builds. So keep doing what you do, keep loving what you love, keep taking care of yourself. And I hope that there's been something in that message of slowing down that speaks to you and that you can relate to. So I will see you next time, whenever that next time is. And until then, honor the inside and know that slowing down is going to bring a new kind of hero to our world.